Naveen, Anudeep, such a pleasure to have you on Film Companion.
Thank you.
First of all, I think I speak for lots and lots of people when I say thank you to the two of you for giving us so much laughter and just such a dose of good cheer with Jathi Ratnalu. It's exactly what all of us need right now. So
Right.
big thank you for that. Uh,
Oh, thank you. I mean, thank you. Yeah.
Really, genuinely, I love the film. I had such a good time. Naveen, I want to start with you. I saw a YouTube video, I think that was posted maybe yesterday, and you're in a
Right.
theater, I think it's Hyderabad. You're standing on top of something, and there are lots of fans milling
That's
around.
actually that's actually America. It
That is,
looks like Hyderabad.
oh my God, that's in the States?
The visuals that you saw on the limousine are actually from America, and that was one of the biggest surprises for me as well. Because generally, when we did the success tour of the film in India, we saw a lot of crowds and a lot of mobbing and all of that. But here, when we came here, we were like, I think it's going to be like a Wimbledon atmosphere when people are going to just come, just be like, hey, I appreciate what you did there, and just leave. But the moment we rolled in, it was like I don't know. It was massive, and so we went to the East Coast. We went to New York, Jersey, California, and the response was the same everywhere. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what your question was, but that was in America. Yeah,
And in the one I saw, there's somebody, you're talking about how important the success of this film is, and there's
right.
somebody in the crowd who says next mega star, and he shouts this, and then everybody goes completely mad. Um, and I want to ask you, Naveen, you've had a long and tough journey, right? So how are
Right.
you processing this?
It's amazing. I mean, it's like I said in one of the shows as well. I think when I was addressing the audience, this film, the success, the scale of the box office success this film is more than me now. This is not just about me. This is not just about Anudeep or just the film. This is about in a way it's about all of those people who land in Bombay or Hyderabad with dreams to be actors, with dreams to be a part of the film industry. And then it's never an easy journey unless you get lucky and you get early breaks. So when something like this blows up and to an extent that Jati Ratnalu has done, where it's done phenomenal box office numbers. Usually, when an outsider makes a film or something, you get a limited box office success, and then you get some critical acclaim, and then you're like, okay, he's a good actor, but underrated. But this kind of breaks through all that, and then it sends out a message that okay, I guess it's time for producers to sort of bet on outside talent as well and get the same massive box office returns that they would otherwise get if they go with the already established stars or someone from within the industry who already comes with like a family legacy, for example. So in that sense, it's very important. In that sense, it's more than me. In that sense, it's more than any of us that finally we have the what the trade calls a true blue blockbuster. And then so now I'm like, hopefully, when another Naveen walks into an audition room, he won't have to hear nahi yaar koi popular chahiye, or koi known face chahiye. That's what I used to hear a lot. Right.
Anudeep, as the director of the true blockbuster, what's your day like? I mean, are you just fielding offers all day? What are you going through?
Firstly, I want to thank Naveen because without Naveen, this film would not have been what it is. Even on the sets, the experience with Naveen, I can't describe in words. So I literally enjoyed the movie shooting and everything. Initially, we wanted to make a movie where there should be no seriousness, there should be no emotion, no story, everything. We want to take a light-hearted movie where everything we completely wanted to give audience out and out laughter and laughter.
Yeah.
So we all got connected to it, and that how it works.
But
Because we're all equally dumb. So we're
Yes.
so, so we really related to the subject. We're like, hey, this is my IQ. So
I want to understand a little bit about how do you construct a film like this, right? Because like you said, Naveen, people are relating, and that's what the beauty of this film is. There's no logic, right? The plot is verging on the absurd, but the characters are so relatable. The emotions that they feel are so relatable. That whole conversation the three of them have about who wore jeans in Jogi Pet first. I mean, you know, these are people. These are people we know. So I'm saying, how much of it was on paper, and how much of it did you guys just improvise while you were on set?
Um, I think a lot of it was on paper, but lot of it, uh, happened later. Once we started discovering the characters, when Anudeep initially narrated the script to me, what drew me to the script is the innocence in the characters and how vulnerable they are. There's no pretense. It is what it is, and they are what they are. So there's a very charming quality about the characters, and they're all rooted in that village, in that space. I felt it's very real.
You know, that scene in Taj Banjara, it was
So
one of my favorites. The fact that he would say, "I've always wanted to say that to somebody. I'll call you back because I'm at Taj Banjara." It's like
yes,
so,
yes.
so specific to something we've all felt at some time, you know. But Anudeep, I want to ask you, in an interview I read, you said that both you and Naveen are very, very tough on comedy. So a
Yes,
scene would only be in the film if it made the two of you laugh. So did
yes.
you actually run every scene by Naveen, and then was there sort of a comedy meter key? This is funny, but this is not funny. Did it go like that?
Definitely, Anupamaji. When I'm shooting, even Naveen and Rahul and Darshi, everyone, we are literally get to know that whether this scene is working or not. On the set only we are. So when they are enacting, they are acting. So yes, this is working. Yes, this is not working. So shall we write another scene, or can we go with this? So with their reaction and with their judgment, yeah, I proceeded.
And if they would say this is not working, you dump it there and you create something else.
Definitely, definitely.
Anudeep, from watching the film, right, you know that this is a film made by a person who loves films.
Yes.
You know,
Thank you, thank you.
there's so many moments where you're referencing, where you're in a very affectionate way. You know,
Yes,
you
yes,
can
yes,
see that
Anupamaji.
love for the movies.
Yes.
Tell me, where did this love affair with the movies begin?
Anupamaji, from Raj Kapoor to Rajkumar Santoshi, I am very much influenced from Hindu movies. So many movies. So I want to pay tribute to my favorite filmmakers and favorite films. So from Madhuri Dixit to each any song or any visual, any. So I love to pay tribute. So that's how it happens. I read your article that you wrote. It is my homage to all my favorite films. Yeah.
Yeah,
Andaz.
Andaz Apna Apna was one of his favorite films, and he used every time I was in Bombay, he would call and be like, "Have you met Rajkumar Santoshi?" Have- I'm like, Anudeep, that's not how Bombay works. I nobody. I I mean, I'm not that popular here for 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 me to meet Rajkumar Santoshi just like that. Yeah. So yeah.
You know, speaking about Bombay, I mean, you said in a lot of interviews that auditioning in Bombay can really break you. Did you, was it just a miserable experience being here?
Actually, I loved Bombay. I mean, the miserable part for me came when I had a corporate job, when I had an IT job. That was the miserable part of my life. But the Bombay part, I really enjoyed the whole experience, the whole auditioning. Because when I give 3-4 auditions in a day, I'm still playing 3-4 characters on camera. And so that's how I started looking at it, and I really enjoyed it. But it's very challenging. I've always said this in interviews that it's very challenging from a financial point of view, to keep paying rents, to kind of just keep up with even a basic lifestyle.
Tell me, in the last few years in the Hindi film industry, there's been raging debates about nepotism, right? Now, the
Right.
Telugu film industry is run by a few very powerful families. So, do you think that, like, your success, the success of Vijay Deverakonda, is actually chipping away at this, this kind of legacy film business? Do you think that it is encouraging other people who are not from families to come in?
I think this debate, this is only from a trade or a producer distributor perspective, because once the lights go off and the audience buys the ticket and they watch the movie and it's a brilliant film, the audience at no point cares where the actor comes from. You know, it doesn't matter to them because they are so involved in the story that they will watch the film if they like the film. If you entertain them, they will watch, come out, and they will make it a hit. So I've learned in my journey, like for example, before Jati Ratnalu, I had a film in Telugu called Agent Sai Srinivas Atreya.
Yeah.
You know, which was basically like a detective comedy, and from a trade perspective, no, sorry.
It was very successful as well.
Yeah, it was very successful, and but from a trade perspective, no one came forward to release the film or buy the film. And only when we did the premiere of the show and that went berserk, that's when we started getting shows and the movie became a hit. But the case in point being, like the industry that you mentioned in Telugu, it's one of the industries where I know that the audience will encourage an outsider for sure.
Once again, congratulations, and it's such a pleasure. It's so lovely when people work hard, and you have these sleeper hits that get everybody talking. And I will be waiting for that T-shirt, Heaven and Hell. You make Citizen Kane wala T-shirt.
We will send it to you, Anupama. And with this interview, we are feeling like we made a Bollywood blockbuster.
That's true. That is true.
Yes.
Listen,
It feels like that.
beauty is that we are all thanks I have to say to OTT platforms. As much as I love theaters, but thanks to OTT platforms, we are all now watching all movies, right? Those barriers of language, thanks to the 1-inch tall subtitles, have gone away, and it's such a pleasure to discover artists from across the country.
I just wanted to thank you as well, because I've noticed this, that you've built this fabulous database of films where you shine the spotlight on films from across the country, and not a lot of people do that. Sometimes we get lost by just the mainstream Bollywood blockbusters, but what you built at Film Companion, where you shine light on so many beautiful films and so many talents from across the country. So I just wanted to say a big thumbs up for that.
Thank you. We will regroup for Jati Ratnalu too.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you, Anudeep. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Anupama. Thank you.